Here we are, dog at a fence line. Come. So we've been practicing this every day with Wyatt. So I'm practicing with dogs that are really active and excitable. Come. Because Wyatt's just been here for a short time, not the full training time I usually do. I think he's been here 10 days or 12 days. Come, something like that. But he's from a rescue, and he was having problems. He was not allowed into a doggy daycare because he had a problem. They tried him at a fence line with another dog. Come! So we practiced with him with multiple other dogs at fence lines, as well as doing a bunch of other things which we're going to show you. But you see what we're doing? So we teach him come. We teach him the come command. You use the commands to get you out of trouble with this little guy. And I pick dogs that are kind of out of control, right? So you can see the extreme example of him being next to dogs and around dogs that are triggerable. Come, even goes up there. Good. So you've seen how I've been doing this. The leash is loose. I'm using the command where I say C-O-M-E. It's come, left hand leash, right hand reward. Good. See, that's exactly how to do it. You just saw me do it that way. It's pretty easy. You practice it, come, and it's effortless. Good. Your left hand gets to grab the leash because when you call him back to you, it's on your left side. So it's really easy. You have control over him. But the wrong way to do this is to have a tight leash, to let him pull you over, because a tight leash creates stress, and I may not even be able to get him to do it. See? As soon as he feels any tension on the leash, he's going to come back to me. So that's because instead of ever controlling him like this, you never do that with a dog unless you want to create some problem. If you never have a problem and you're doing that, you're just lucky. So with a dog like this, it has maybe some seed of aggression in him where he could be made worse if he's stressed out. I think he gets really nervous easily. He's a nervous little guy and stressed out and had absolutely no training, no focus, no calmness in him when he came here. It's all about the handling, and so much of that is the leash. Loose leash. You're only communicating through taps and body language. Your body language is he backs away. When you back away, he's drawn to you. The other one is when you step into him, sit, you step into him, and he goes your way, and the leash stays loose the whole time. It's so easy. So it's not about how strong you are, how many muscles you have. Anybody could do this. Go. Going to release him out of a sit, stay there. All the while, this dog going nuts behind us, it's stressing me out. And so we've done a lot of stay, like sit stays and down stays, which we're going to show you. So it's all about how it's done that matters. You do the stays, like I'm about to show you, in a way that when you release him out of a stay, he's a little bit more solid every time, a little bit calmer. And we're really after the byproduct of how we're doing come, sit, stay, down, stay, how we're handling the leash that over time stabilizes the dog, makes them calm, easy to manage, much better with other dogs and people as well if a dog has that issue. So that's what we're going to show you right now. Another thing that we can do and we've done is practice sit, practice go to your mat and down. It's, since we're on the concrete a lot, I use this mat in these situations. It's more comfortable for him, but you can do it without the mat as well. If you don't have a mat, he'll do it without the mat as well. But this is just for his comfort. Good. And since, we're a dog place that has a lot of cement, if you're doing this for weeks on end, they can get calluses, so we use the mat. It helps a lot. If he pops up, you say no. Step into him. See how I use my body just to take him back. No pulling him, no forcing him with the leash, no choking up. All of that stuff doesn't help you. It stresses him out. And you don't need to do that anyway. If you handle the dog in a way that a dog trainer would handle the dog, which is why I'm making this video, use your body. It's about the tapping of the leash, not restraining, and it's about using your body to, it's like dog language 101, dog communication 101. Good. You either draw him back to you by moving away, or you step into him, use your body, and the leash stays loose. And it's a very dominant, that thing where I just did it, where I reset him with my body, I walked into him, put him back. It's dominant in a way that makes him feel calm. and like safe because somebody else is calling the shots. That's why he's non-reactive to this barking dog. Good, it's all about me. And yeah, sure, right now we're paying him for this behavior because I wasn't given 3 months to do this. I only had a few days actually. And so of course you're going to use whatever you can, whatever you have at your disposal to get new behaviors in there as deeply as possible. And so we're going to use a food reward, a high value reward. This is just like little lamb chips. You could use whatever you wanted, but not like dog biscuits or something boring. You need to use a high value reward that he likes. And we can just get that behavior in there. Nope. As long as we're, nope. As long as we are doing this in the right way. You see how he keeps trying to want to take it out of my hand? He has to be focused and calm and in the moment with us to play this game the right way, which is no, to wait until I put it in front of him and withdraw. It's disrespectful to try to touch my hand. So that's what I'm shooting for. Nope. Nope. No. So he's finally backing off. No. Nope. 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 See that? Good. And he'll do this thing where he flips over to be cute. But if he would have flipped over, I would have not said, oh, what a cutie, and scratched his tummy. I just would have stayed strictly business because right now we're training. Good. See how I had to go through that little 20-second thing to get him back on track, and now he's got it. Good. Just like that. You want to really no, and if he pops up, you say no. If he hasn't left the mat yet, you can just, or left his area, you can just stand on the leash, say no. Notice that I've only said D-O-W-N one time. I've only said down one time when I put him there originally. Less is more. Don't repeat the commands. Only train on a leash unless the dog is highly trained, which would be off leash, but he's not even close to that. Never repeat a command because you'll never have anything that's really any good unless you teach them the first time that you say it, it happens, and get that in there. You start repeating the commands, you'll never have any kind of quality training. Good, and there is no stay. So the D-O-W-N as well as the S-I-T, stay is built in. Okay, he only gets up when you come back next to him to release him, and then we'll just do a little sit stay as well before we move on to the next dog. And I'm going to do a lot less talking. I'll do a lot less talking with the other dogs. Sit. Have them sit. I'm always practicing with the distraction on both sides, left side and right side, because if he's only used to like having the dog on his left side, for example, then a dog could trigger him more easily on his right side because you never work with him on his right side. I'm also working on a sit stay where I almost finished it, but not quite. Nope. So he's a dog that I would definitely want to have for the 3-week training. But so what you see is just brand new behavior. Less than 2 weeks, just finally getting that real stay where he knows he doesn't get up no matter where you walk, no matter where you go, no matter what's next to him, this dog. Just getting it like in the last few days to be able to do this. Good. See that? That's how I reward. Eye contact straight down. Good. Never like this, because that doesn't help you at all. So it's all the details that matter. It's all about the details. And he's still waiting to be released. The release is, just so the camera can see me, go. And he's free. I pat his chest and say go. I was at a weird angle because the camera is there. So we're going to just do it with a couple more dogs, and I'll show you how he is with multiple different dogs. Oh, here we are with another dog. Little dog, a little barky dog. And who knows, maybe, come! Maybe he's more triggered by little dogs. A lot of dogs are that way. Sometimes it's bigger dogs and they don't care. See how I practice this so much at a fence line that he just put on the brakes as soon as he got close to that little dog that's barking at him. Come! We got tangled up, good. But we're in a fenced yard, so I could drop it. I could drop the leash, it's safe. So see, practicing like this, and even sit, trying to show off a little bit, good. And then go, come. Every time he goes near the dog, good. So this is a desensitization exercise, and just remember, less than 2 weeks ago, he was deemed not great with other dogs in certain situations. So you want to do this with multiple dogs. When you're on the street, you don't just let him pull you up to another dog and sniff or something like that. You desensitize, come, doing exactly what I'm doing here. You call them away, and you'll see if you do it like this, you see that the pattern starts to go by itself. And I have had a chance to do it hundreds of times since he's been here. I've really pulled out all the stops because I had a short period of time here. And his recall, like you see how most of the times during this little clip with him and this little white dog, he chose to turn away before he even went there. And if he doesn't, come, he actually was about to. But he's way friendlier, and because he's calmer. It was never about him being aggressive, like I'm going to kill you or something like that. It's just, for most of these dogs, it's just stress. Too stressed out, just right on the edge of having a freak out, and it becomes aggression because of the improper handling, the tight leash, the pulling away. You know, there's no come command, which, you know, it took me a while to practice with him before I had it, but now that you have it, come, he's got it, good. And whoever takes him after this should keep doing this, because obviously, look how quickly he's non-reactive to little dogs or other dogs, and he's not even, good, see how he turns away, good. So the person that handles him next after me, do exactly what you see me doing here, and he'll just get better with every dog. Just keep doing this stuff, and we'll just do a real quick, we did a sit stay, we'll do a real quick down without the mat, a little down here. It's okay, bud. He's more used to going on the mat here. So I'm just applying a little bit of pressure for him to go down. Come on, you can do this. I'm going to lure him down. He's much more comfortable doing it on the mat. Good. And just get him to do a little downstay. No. Get him to do a little downstay here next to the dog. There you go. Good. Nope. Don't touch my hand. Good. So if you're letting him in a downstay, if you're letting him grab your hand, and he's reactive when he's doing that. He needs to be calm, respectful. No. No. See what I'm doing? No. No pawing. Nope. See what I do when he does that? The opposite of what somebody else has done. He used to get attention for this. Good. He flips back. It's right there, silly. He flips back on his elbows where I want him to be, which is a down, and he gets paid. So what do I just show him then? He did something that used to work to get out of, you know, doing something that's hard, that where he was having to focus. He did it, I backed off, he went back to where he was before, I paid him for that. He just got better just then. Nope. Good, way less likely to pull out his little bag of tricks, you know, for the next person that used to get him out of trouble, and people would go, oh, you're so cute, and give him a treat anyway. Well, we're not going to do that. We just want him to have a nice little solid downstay. Good, and this little dog has calmed down quite a bit, but right there, these two dogs could probably be friends, except for this little white dog, another rescue with us, is going to probably be worse with dogs than he would be, actually, at this point. Okay. Come on, bud. Come here, buddy. Come on. Sit, and then go. He's free. And on to the next dog. Trying out another dog here. Yeah, what do you think? There's another dog here. Do you know this guy? I don't know if you know this dog. Look, right there. It's Felix. Hey, buddy. Come. Good. Here you go. Luckily we have, good, I didn't have to call him that time. Luckily we have a bunch of dogs here to practice with, all different dogs. Come, and good. You can see that's what you want. You want the dog to go, maybe go sniff the dog or say hi, and then come see you, come find you. And all it is, you know, if you have a treat, it really makes it happen faster. If you're doing it the way I'm doing it, which is come, good, treat, pet, and the good all at once, so that when you don't have a treat, you're just, come on, go over there, He comes back over, no treat. Good boy. Maybe be a little bit more enthusiastic when you don't have a treat, but it works really well, and you get to phase the treats out pretty quickly. Although don't phase the treats out until you haven't had an issue for a long time. So it's not like you phase the treats out in 2 weeks. It's just 3 to 5 weeks I phase the treats out, but I'm always going to use it. I was going to have some sort of treat on me, especially out in the real world, just in case there's some crazy situation where there's dogs coming from all corners, there's a skateboarder, there's joggers, everything's going wrong. Then it might be difficult for him to respond, and so that's when you give him the treat. And only the hardest situations, that makes it better. It would make it better and better. But you don't give him treats for simple situations anymore because he can already do it. He doesn't need a treat. Say over time you save the treats for only the really difficult situations where he gets paid for those things, and he never forgets it. So the next difficult situation that comes up is way more likely to come to you when you say, come, and there's no treat, just because of the way you've taught him. It's all about how you do it, how you teach them that matters. So this little dog, this dog here, jumps a lot, and sometimes he barks, but still, for a dog, he's not doing so much barking today. Good boy. He still would trigger possibly a dog that did have an issue with other dogs at the fence line, and that's what we were told that he had somewhere. But you see, handled differently, practiced in a different way, he's gotten way better, and we've taught him good little sit, little sit-stay in the process. Just learning his sit-stay. By the way, if whoever takes him after me, if you're gonna work on his sit-stay and you're having problems, just give him a little reward as you walk around him, because the food keeps him calm enough to accept you walking behind him, because it's all about that walking behind him that makes the dog pop up. A lot of people don't have that. Oh, he dropped it. That fell apart. Nope. Let's do that again. Hey, right here. To get him to stay calm with the treat, not forcing him there. Nope. As you walk behind him, and you see the whole process. Like, this is the beginning stages of teaching a dog a real solid sit-stay. So I'm not gonna quit until we get a success. I'm gonna do that walking around his left side one last time. As I walk around, he's eating. Stand out in front of him. We got a success out of it, and then back next to him. And always a loose leash, never restraining him. Go, he's free. So we got the little sit stays. We got, we're working on the down, which always comes a little bit slower. But see, we're never repeating the command. You see, there's a way to gently but firmly reinforce that command. Good. With the leash, there's no popping, jerking, there's no forcing, there's no being strong here, muscling. It's all about, especially with a little sensitive little dog like this, it's all about just being really clear with your words, your actions, talking less, doing less, very few little funny noises, hardly, very few hand signals, no air horns, no squirt bottles, none of that kind of stuff that would just confuse the heck out of him, and he just wouldn't go anywhere. It would cause aggression. When he's confused and he's easily upset because he's stressed out, he's going to, of course, act out and behave badly. So good, just making him wait until we place the reward there and back away. Those little details like that are really important. You see, he's got a good little downstay where I can walk around both ways. It's already started, so hopefully this continues to be practiced. He'll just get better every day that somebody does this stuff. Okay, sit and go. Release out of a downstay, it's okay, and then sit. So much easier to release a dog from a calm place, to have him sit. He's still on the clock. You say, okay, he gets up out of a downstay. He sits, and then you release him from a calm sit-stay out of that. That's how you release him out of a downstay. If you release him straight out of a downstay, you've seen it many times, everybody goes, okay, and they're all excited, and the dog jumps up and rushes around, and it's just, all that calmness you're trying to build up in the dog gets destroyed. So it's all about the calm releases as well. And that way that I release him out of a downstay is a good way to let that calmness soak in that we develop through every downstay. we're on the street. We're going to meet these dogs on the street now because we want to show you every situation we can possibly think of. This is a very common situation, walking your dog in the street. Oh, look, there it is. Oh, he's coming back to me now. Good, because luckily he's a smart little guy. We've been practicing the come command away from any distraction. Come! He gets a little too close, I'm just going to call him back to me. And if you can just let go of that leash with your left, yeah, there you go. Just let him be like that and kind of keep walking where you were, just walking around kind of being normal. And then Wyatt can sort of see how good. He just comes back to me and he's not pulling. So it's a little tap. See that? And I can always say, come, and call him back. And if he doesn't respond right away, you don't say it, don't ever repeat the command. Remember, we're instilling patterns, and if the pattern is where he hears you saying the come command 2, 3, 4, or 5 times, he's just going to start ignoring you. So if he doesn't respond the first time, you may have seen it, that last time I did it, it was a tap, and I made it happen, and that's still good. That all he knows, he heard it once, he came back to you, something good happened. That's why he's learned this at a high level so quickly, because it's about how he was taught. So just one more thing with this other dog. And you know, what was that? Oh, he turned on a dime. So you see how this practicing will almost repel a dog that was formerly a little bit iffy with other dogs, and even a really aggressive dog. It just almost like repels them from that dog and sends them to you every time, which is what you want. You want to be the center of the universe. You don't want to be just his possession that he drags around, his source of love and food, his possession that never tells him to do anything. So he's a smart dog. He's going to want a purpose in life. He's going to start guarding you out on a walk. And that's what so many of them do, and that's very often what causes leash aggression. They're bored. They need a job to do. How many times have you heard that cliche? And nobody's telling them to do anything, just letting the dog drag them around. There's a tight leash and the staring, which causes leash aggression. Tension on the leash, like this, like this. You may not even notice you're doing it, so you have to be aware of what you're doing. Tension on the leash or letting them drag you around, plus the dog sees something, distraction, other dog, whatever it is, staring, those two things can cause leash aggression, and it would in this type of dog. So just pointing out all the things not to do. And if you keep doing the stuff that we're doing and don't do the things I'm talking about, you're going to get just a much better Wyatt every time. It's going to get better and better. Non-reactive to other dogs on a leash, good boy, coming back to you, never miss an opportunity when he turns away to come back to you to reward him like that. Here we have a very active dog that went kind of crazy at the gate, at the fence, when we did the fence thing. And I think that he wants to play. And I have to mention this though, when you have a dog so we're having the same result with her. I chose to do it with her just because I think the little white dog's not going to be a problem, but or show me enough. It's just going to be the same. But she was the most out of control, not completely aggressive dog. One thing I want to say is that when there's a dog that's completely aggressive, all bets are off. Even a dog that's usually good with other dogs might be triggered by a dog that just super bad leash aggression. So I picked dogs to practice with that weren't calm and mellow and kind of a little bit, out of control and wired. But I didn't pick dogs that want to attack and kill. So, because wouldn't be fair to Wyatt.